Hello, my friends. I'm Andrea, astrologer. Welcome to this new update on the state of the markets in general, the global astrology for crypto and beyond. I would say we would like to cover the first part, the first week of February, actually from the 3rd of February to the 9th of February. So let's see what the second month has in store for us, and it's the beginning of a set of changes, as you know, and we are all aware, with the US administration and the friendly regulation towards crypto. We do have a strong Mercury transit in the sidereal sign of Capricorn, which is the 7th house of public relations, so of public image for Bitcoin, which means that we can expect even more news. And of course, the price action is driven by news, as we know, so vigilance and attention there is highly recommended. And let's see what we have day by day with the global astrology. It is a volatile week, I would say, again, and if you stay until the end, you get also one day where we have day level fire, so high volatility, and it is positive for Bitcoin. But let's explore the global astrology at first, because I think we do have a lot of action here. On Monday, we have a positive aspect, which is very strong, a Venus-Rahu conjunction. It's the type of aspect that would trigger innovation, but also really a big growth in cryptocurrencies and currencies. So if we see volume, then we will have a nice influence on Monday. And we do have also other positive aspects, and it is promising overall. A single word of caution that I always repeat, but for the new ones, we have the astrology of the weekend most of the time manifested on Monday and even on Tuesday, depending on the planet speed and what happens in the sky. And this is because we don't have volume usually during the weekend. So the weekend has low volume, and then these aspects are not only for the day. It would be simple if they would be exact only then. So again, we will have a mix of negative energies from February 1st and 2nd. So this is basically what can spoil the day and the lucky influence, but then I would expect them in the first part of the day rather, and this conjunction is powerful at the whole day level. So it's a sort of protection that we have, and we have also a positive aspect between Mercury and Jupiter. So I would say that overall it should be more positive than negative, but it could be a mixed day. Then on the 4th, unfortunately, the energy changes, and lately I saw Chiron being very strong. I do not know what havoc it would really cause now, because it is really in a stressful aspect with Mars. It's a square aspect between Mars and Chiron, exact on the 4th of February UTC time zone. And this is really dangerous, I would say, because Mars is a knife. It's the symbol of the killer, so to speak. And we get Chiron, the wounds, the wounded healer, actually, but it's wounds. So it's about a symbolism that shows retracement in markets and in the price action. So special caution for this day, I would say it is important, especially for short-term trading. The whole background is also the Jupiter stationary now. We got Uranus stationary, which didn't delay things much, but it can delay after it turns. So this is certainly a possibility because it's still stationary, and Jupiter it's now stationary before it turns. So just be wary of possible delays. So far, it was pretty well synchronized in terms of short-term aspects, but I can't guarantee anything for this week, so to speak. In any case, we do have a break in the global astrology in the mid of the week, I would say, with no aspect at day level for February 5th on Wednesday UTC time zone, but we do have some other aspects that are pretty rich in the second part of the week. So I would like to really look at them in order not to miss anything for you. So this is basically February 6th and it's about a Thursday. And what do we have on Thursday? Basically, we have plenty of hourly aspects. They are not really so strong, but I would say that we do have here influences in the Bitcoin chart. So it's important to have Bitcoin in mind as well, because this global astrology is only half of the picture. Then the weekend and Friday are quite busy, and maybe we will not see so much, but it is very possible that we will see developments, especially on Friday, where we have a Venus cryptocurrency and currency sextile Pluto. And we talked about Bitcoin in the news, which means that we could have here some regulatory good news that is Pluto, or where really good news from the big money, which is Pluto, again associated with ETFs, and this Venus is a symbol for cryptocurrency, so it will be directly affected in a positive way, and we could see some movement on Friday. Of course, it's not only green, there are only a few only green days, but it is a strong influence to take into account for pumps. Then we do have the weekend, which is important regardless if we get these aspects in the weekend or after that. It's good to be aware of them. And in the global astrology, it's quite a interesting landscape, because we do have a Sun sextile Chiron, which could be extremely powerful, because we talked about the strength of Chiron lately, and it is also coming from Sun, so government, so from the politics, some good influences for crypto. And we do have also a Mercury sextile Chiron. Mercury is about trading, it's about really investing, it's about markets in general. So this could also be a time where we do have advancement. And Mercury in financial astrology is associated with technical innovation. So here we might also have news regarding innovation of some type in crypto as well, taking into account the positive influences from Venus. And we do have also a rich Sunday, which will trigger basically the next week, and it's a powerful Sun-Mercury conjunction, so a Kazimi that takes place on February 9th UTC time zone, and a Mars-Saturn trine, which is sort of a cautious, but at least it can bring stable growth and a stable price action, because we need that as well, taking into account what happened lately, and it's quite a volatile market. Basically, this would be the big landscape of the week. We could have really some dumps in the beginning, and This would be third, fourth, something like that. So it's like hard to say if it will be delayed a bit, because we do have these negative influences. We have them also in the weekend. If there is volume and something happens, then this is also not excluded to manifest during the weekend. So the first days of February, I recommend caution, but the good news is what I promised you for Bitcoin. It is a volatile positive aspect, that is a positive day level fire, how I call it, in the mid of the week on the 5th of February, when we don't have much other support in the global astrology, but still it's worthwhile mentioning, because afterwards we do get these positive influences in the global astrology. Thank you so much for your attention, for liking and subscribing. It helps the channel, and until next time, be joyful. See you. My dear Patreon and Telegram members, welcome to the detailed astrology for Bitcoin, Ethereum and altcoins. I do have also an important, not announcement, rather question. Maybe I will put it also as a poll. I would like to ask you if you would like another approach regarding the altcoins. For now, for the gold and platinum members, we do have a max number of 8 altcoins that are voted by you actually and proposed in order to get to the list. Sometimes it happens, like I'm aware for February, that the list doesn't have amazing astrology. Of course, amazing astrology doesn't guarantee big volume, because each of you follow your own projects and look into the dynamics of the price action, of the volume, financing, what happens, the news. Nobody can really follow all of them, not even V8. I don't follow all of them. I have a few that I focus on, and I think each of you have the same, more or less. Of course, there are altcoins that are new, that are really risky, and some of you might want to get into it. So I considered AI16Z. We consider Trump because it was also asked as a meme coin. So I don't know here if you want to consider new altcoins and rather not to vote 8 altcoins. I can really look a bit, but I cannot come with a huge number. But it's also disappointing sometimes to see that the altcoins really do not move unless you short, and you are happy that you see a Saturn influence that is negative, for example, for the whole month. So I would really put a poll for you, the gold and platinum tier members, and tell me your opinion. I could focus, for example, and come up with 5, let's say. I see 5 as a max number that I can really reverse engineer in terms of what happens in the market. Of course, I have my catalog, but you see we have new coins coming, and this will also be the case in the future, because it's so technically easily to launch a new coin. Almost everybody can do that now with the AI tools, which code practically not alone, still not, but it will happen soon. Then I think it will be a explosion of such coins, and some of them will really perform well. So I don't know here what would be your risk appetite, or really stick to the tried and tested. Why I say that is because that I feel that as time goes by, and we approach the mid of the bull cycle of 2025, I would say that people are really rushed to make money. I don't think this is a guarantee. To be honest, nobody can guarantee you that, not even astrology. We know that in the world we have low liquidity at the moment. The dollar is too strong. The trade relationships internationally need to change in order to inject more liquidity into the system and the Fed rate cuts to really be accelerated. So you saw that yesterday, this was on the 29th of January with the FOMC meeting and the decision not to cut the rate. For now, it's a conservative approach. This might delay things, but still Bitcoin got up, maybe because of the international situation with the AI, DeepSeek, and so on. All of them, even if they are not technically and very obviously linked, they would influence each other in terms of market sentiment. So here I would really appreciate your input to this poll. If you want to change something, then this would be earliest for March if I get enough answers. Otherwise, we will stick to our approach of the 8 altcoins. And here I'm aware also that you might have very different opinions and it could be 50-50. So if this is the case, then I will stick to what we have. Okay, so now let's go into this week, which is pretty promising, I would say, but not the beginning. So I would say that on Tuesday, it's this Mars Chiron square, which can really spoil the week with a dump. Could be also big when Chiron is into play. It can be big as well, and Mars is out of bounds. Just caution again for the first part of the week in general. This is for the global astrology. So now let's go into Bitcoin. Bitcoin. So welcome to the new members. I would like to say that I do have an attachment with a cheat sheet explaining all the symbols. I will go quickly through them, but it's important to have a look at it. You can download the PDF and have it for your reference. I include it with each entry. So just scroll and see it as the attachment at the end of the Patreon entry. Also, for the video, I put the link on YouTube in case Patreon doesn't load the video for your location. So thank you for reporting that, and sorry for the inconvenience. So we do have from the 3rd to the 9th, this is the week that I talk about. As you see, it's overall green. The problem is the negative energy that we get here on Saturday. And yes, the Sunday promises a recovery, but we know that we have delays, and there is also this cloud, which is dangerous, the Chiron-Mars conjunction in the global astrology exact on the 4th. So I would bet that something happens on the 4th, to be honest, maybe on the 3rd, could be 3rd, 4th are pretty dangerous, or it could happen even in the weekend if there is volume and this really explodes. So just be aware of that. Now, I don't guarantee it because we have also a very strong Jupiter, which is stationary, Uranus is stationary, so it could be that these are they are held for a while, so to speak, because of the stationary delays, and they are not executed, but I recommend to be cautious the first 2 days of the week. Then you see there is a positive aspect on the 5th. We do have also a Bitcoin green fire, which means it's positive, but it's a pump dump scenario. This is in the global astrology that we might have also drops during the day that are pretty sudden and not so easy to time. And you need to know these fires, the Bitcoin ones, but also the market ones, which are with the normal fire symbol, are difficult to time in general. It's really an interval of 14 hours before and after that they can be triggered, but usually they are, and it's max 14 hours based on my observation for Bitcoin in detail since I think now it's 1.5 years that I went to this level of detail detail that is during the day. Then on the 6th, this is the most important aspect in the week because it will protect and also diminish the drops, theoretically at least, or they will happen like it happened also this week due to the astrology on Saturday. You remember Monday how it was, and we got a drop under 98k from 104. So it's like max 7,000 a drop in a day based on my recordings. I look at Yahoo Finance and really keep track of that. So we might get such a dump, but then it will be recovery, or the dump will not be so significant. Maybe it will be 3k or whatever that is lately the norm, so to speak. And on the 6th, we have a Rahu-Jupiter sextile in the Bitcoin horoscope, which points towards a expansion of the market cap, which in general is very positive because when the market cap grows for any crypto, we have a nice development. So now this is a mixed day per se because we have day level aspects from Venus which are stressful, but overall this is a sign for the whole week. So I think this is the most protective astrological influence. Could also lead to a peak on the 5th. It depends also on the volume and how fast it recovers, but it stays volatile because on Friday the 7th we get a Bitcoin red fire, which is really about drops during the day, which can be sudden. It's triggered by the Bitcoin horoscope. So despite of the good weather and the neutral day, all days that are gray are neutral. Sometimes at day level in the Bitcoin horoscope nothing happens, and this is the case for the 7th. And on the 8th, which is the weekend, it's powerful astrology globally, and also the Bitcoin horoscope is triggered for Saturday, and here you can say that we will have, yes, some hiccups during the day with the red moon crescents, which are drops during the day, but otherwise it will look good, and the beginning of the next week looks promising this time with strong vibrant green on Bitcoin side, at least at day level. Yes, I would say that the week will start roughly and rough, in a rough manner potentially, and then it will continue in a positive way from the mid of the week onwards, depending if we get delays for the negative energy. So now I would like to go into Ethereum. Ethereum, looking at a glance from the 3rd to the 9th, we don't see major astrology, so it's no big aspect that is exact. The second part of the week is neutral, and yes, 9th is positive. On the 11th, so we have a big long-term aspect which could be felt, especially in the second part of the week, but we see the 3rd and the 5th with the horoscope triggered, which could really bring drops, especially here on the 5th. I would say that it will not overperform Bitcoin in any case. As you see, the astrology is weaker. It will be synced with it most likely, and it will take off maybe a bit better in the second part of the week, but I don't expect miracles, so to speak, unless here this 11th will have very good influences that will be felt already on Friday. This is a possibility that I see, despite of the fact that it is so strong, this aspect. We do have delays that are induced by Mars, and I analyze this in more detail, including another aspect that could be a culprit for delays for Ethereum in another video that I link at the end of this one. So if you are interested, have a look at it as well. And now I would like to talk about the blue chip altcoins. The blue chip altcoins, to be honest, I don't find something that would be really specially to recommend because there is no continuity in the short-term aspects. Of course, here I look also at the hourly aspects, but I wouldn't say. So maybe everything will be lifted up by Bitcoin, especially in the second part of the week, but I don't see something, outstanding that would really go into, a big pump unless this Ethereum aspect, which is actually exact next week, will really materialize in a big way as a release, although I doubt, I think it will be still delayed. And now I would like to go into XAU, the gold and silver index. Before I go, I would say that yes, XRP is really a point of attention that you could have in mind all the time, because there we miss the timestamp on the Genesis block. So because of that, we don't have the same amount of detail, and we know it's hot right now. So there we can have developments, as always, that are not considered in the chart. Just be aware of that. The gold and silver index from the 3rd to the 9th, it's also a controversial day on the 5th. As you see, it's a red on the mid of the week with a red fire, which is for the market, and we have a red moon crescent as well. So drop during the day. I think this looks as being a negative day. Therefore, any dumps could be also globally. Maybe they are induced by something else, because we see this synchronicity somehow, despite of the fact that here we got the 1st and the 2nd of February really in a positive manner, and I would say that it will be a let's say mid-performing week, depending what drops will be here. I have the impression that it will be something global, due to the fact that I see this tendency, across charts. And of course, it's good to look also at Nasdaq and S&P 500. You can do that having the detailed calendars for it. And this is what I wanted to share with you about the week. So it could be with this stationary that, but of course, this is a speculation from my side, that we will get a nice pump in the second part, and we will not be disturbed so much of the negative energy that is really happening in the days where we have at least day level aspects that are pretty, intense. And I expect also some hourly aspects that are negative to be skipped. This is also a possibility for the ones who look into the detailed view of the calendars. So this is what I wanted to share with you for the week. Again, caution advised for the first part of the week due to this Chiron influence, except on the 4th, and the negative influences on the 1st and 2nd, at least detailed for the Bitcoin level. And I would like to wish you a successful week ahead. See you.